have I got a story for you. So this weekend, I took a little trip to El Doctor. I wasn't planning on making a video about it, but I did manage to get a few shots, and I think it's worth telling the story. But first, coffee time. So the chili peppers are a part of the story, and to be specific, these are cascabalillo chilies. The main thing is I now have coffee. This isn't going to be a very long story. In fact, it's going to be a short one. This weekend, I took a trip out to the Sierra Gorda in central Mexico, so the mountain range close by here. And I've been a few times before, but I hadn't ever been to this area. If you're not familiar with it, the road is, well, it's a mountainous road. Lots of twists, lots of turns, and I'll show you what I mean. It was about a 3-hour drive from where I live here in Querétaro, and an incredibly warm day, very beautiful. Driving through the Sierra Gorda is safe, but a little intimidating, and I definitely wouldn't recommend doing it at night unless you are well familiar with the road, because it's very twisty, and although there are a few places to turn off here and there, for the most part, you're just on a single lane road driving on the edge of the mountain. Okay, so I'm currently out driving in the Sierra Gorda in Querétaro, Mexico, and I'll tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. It was a little bit hazy at times, driving through the desert, arid climate, so the heat, the wind picks up the dust a little bit, but nothing major, just, yeah, your regular central Mexico kind of landscape. So to be clear, I didn't go to a doctor, I went to El Doctor. So El Doctor is actually the name of the town, a very small town that I visited. It's a population of about 100 people. It's a nice, quiet, peaceful little area. It's popular for hiking and, yeah, just getting out of the city and relaxing. I was lucky I had a little cabin out there to spend the night and just took some time to get away from the city. But the best part of the story was the little restaurant that I went to. So I ate at a little restaurant, and I have to say, the food in these small restaurants in the little towns, it can be hit or miss, to be honest, but sometimes it's so much better than it is in the city. You know, it's like a, you know, family-run home cooking, basically, and it was good, really good food. The funny thing is, I'm sitting there eating, and the owner comes out to have a chat, and not just a chat, but he wants to show me the things that he's collected. And one of these things was a little bit surprising. Sitting here in a restaurant in a town called El Doctor, and the owner brings out some liquid mercury in a Coke bottle while the song "Don't Worry, Be Happy" plays. So after handling some mercury in a Coke bottle while eating, I was then shown a rock, and the rock had some holes in it, and he was happy with his find because it looked like a face. I suggested that it looked like it should have a cigarette hanging out of its mouth, and it was very quickly after that he decided that he would go, and he got himself a cigar and went on to super glue this cigar into the mouth of this rock. So I have to say I'm a little bit proud of myself, because if you ever go to El Doctor in central Mexico in the Sierra Gorda, find this restaurant, go inside, and you will see that this rock is now positioned well above the oven as a center point. And That was my idea. So it didn't end there, because the owner, Raul, then went on to pull off a coyote skin off of his wall, which he said he hit with his car and brought home for the fur. But he was proud of it. He showed it on himself, and then of course he wanted me to have it on me, so I put it on, but it wasn't good enough that it was on my shoulder. It had to go on my head. And if this wasn't already an interesting story, an interesting day, I asked Raul about the chilies, because he had a little jar of these chilies, and I asked him if he had a jar that I could buy, and he said no, that they were out of season. But he had a bag of them, and he went and he gave me some so that I could grow them myself. I asked Raul what the name of the chilies were, and he's the one who told me they were cascabeleo. Cascabeleo, by the way, means rattlesnake. Rattlesnake peppers. Okay, and one other thing about these chilies, I put it in my coffee. Yeah, no, I took it out. These things are freaking hot. There's no way I'm gonna drink that. But I thought it would be an interesting shot at the beginning of the video. If you didn't watch the entire video, well then, you can go on believing that I drank chili coffee. Anyway, that's my story, my visit to El Doctor. Thanks for watching. Oh, there is one other thing. Driving through the Sierra, driving to El Doctor was reasonably good. Driving back is when I was on the edge the entire time. And there were points when it was car and edge. A little bit intimidating. This is what it looked like.